my name is Maggie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the Nostalgia series where I am going back and playing some of my favorite childhood games. Today I'm going to be touring one of my already made amusement parks in RollerCoaster Tycoon 3. I loved this game as a kid and I played it all the time, so I'm really excited to explore this park and see what I might have done differently now that I am kind of re-exploring these games that I used to play all the time. So if you're interested, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Without any further ado, let's get into the game. All right, everybody, so it is now time to hop into the game. I am going to be hopping into a park that I worked on for a while, and it was during the pandemic that I was working on this park. So the park that we're going to be exploring today is called Douglas Park. So this is all going to be part of a series where I am kind of going through and talking about different nostalgic games and different experiences from my childhood. So this particular game, RollerCoaster Tycoon, is one that I played all the time as a kid. All right, everyone, I just got loaded in and here is Douglas Park. There are a lot of trees in this park and it's a little bit crazy, but it's okay. So I'm just going to kind of talk you through this park. Okay, so this is a park that I built during quarantine back in 2020. I called it Douglas Park because, as you see, there are a ton of trees around this map, and all of them are Douglas fir trees. They were just my favorite looking ones. I guess I actually do have a couple other trees in there, but Douglas firs were my favorite, and I was kind of stuck on a name, so I decided to name it Douglas Park, and I feel like it's pretty fitting for the scenery. So as you see on the screen right now, I am just kind of looking at this midway area where I have a lot of thrill rides and also kids rides and a food court area. I like keeping the food court areas all together because I feel like it makes the park feel way more organized. You'll also notice while we tour this park today that I was maximizing space everywhere that I could. I was putting rides in front of other rides everywhere. Here is my entrance, and it's kind of the only area in the park where I have like a good amount of bathroom stalls all together. All the other areas in the park, they're kind of sporadically spread out, but up here I have them all kind of clumped together. And you can see there's a pretty steady flow of guests coming into the park. Obviously, I have the game paused currently just to kind of keep the lag down. Here's what I was talking about earlier with the rides kind of being stacked. I put a little space kind of simulator ride in front of this like Wheel of Doom ride, and it just looks really cool to me. When I was building this park, it was mid-quarantine and I was able to kind of spend as much time as I wanted on it. So I really feel like I did not leave a single tile untouched in this park when I was building it. I was putting rides that felt familiar to me, like this disc ride and this kind of like tilting one. And then sometimes, rarely, I built really pretty courtyards. So this one that you're seeing is an example of a courtyard that I built that I actually think looks pretty good, even though it's in front of kind of a boring ride, but that's okay. And then here's my first kind of corner of the map, and we're back to another, I don't even know if I want to call this a food court at that beginning part, but that middle kind of section is like a legitimate food area. And then I was like the CEO of building roller coasters that did not really make sense in the layout of the park whatsoever. Like they were just as big and crazy as they could get, and I can't particularly remember which one of these is the one that I got from the map itself that was like pre-built. I think most of the roller coasters that I have in here are ones that I made just because I was working with really weird space. So this pink roller coaster, for example, I just knew I wanted to put a ride here. I just had it go over the midway a bunch of times, and I just wanted a ride there, so it kind of ends up taking up this whole space, and that's okay. And you'll also notice I have a lot of these little flat rides. So this one is go-karts, but these rides do not take up much space, so there are tons of them. Another classic food court. We have another set of bathrooms. So here's me proving that I do indeed have other bathrooms in the park. And then this little character guy here, he's a little tiger, like costume character who just walks around entertaining the guests. And if I were to press play, he would like dance around. It's really cute. And then if we go over here, there is this Ferris wheel. It has, I think they're bugs. Okay, yeah, they are like flies. So it's my spooky wheel because they're flies, I guess, is what makes them spooky. And then here's another roller coaster and another one of those flat rides. When I tell you, I was building so many flat rides in this park. They are everywhere. I have one of those surfing rides where the water kind of sprays up, although there's not very many people trying to get on that ride right now. Here's another flat ride. I know you're shocked, but these little flat driving rides, again, are everywhere. They were my favorite because they were really easy to build and they were fun. Like, people would go to them frequently. And then you're about to see a great example of me not knowing what to do with space. So this ride back here is like, I think it's a little bull ride or some sort of monster ride. So the queue to get into it, guests literally had to walk up a big flight of stairs and then walk back down a big flight of stairs just to get on. And then to leave, they'd have to do the same thing. And I clearly was not concerned about their experience when I did that. Here is another roller coaster. This one's a really pretty bright blue. I like that one. And again, like, these are clearly things I designed because what is going on with these layouts? And then you'll see I have a circus. I have a really, really broken ride up there. When I'm paused, the maintenance workers can't come help. And then I have a little spinny ride and another spinny ride. A lot of spinny rides in this park too. It's just RollerCoaster Tycoon has a lot of those, so there tends to be a lot of them. And then, okay, this ride, controversial. It's a bobsled ride, which means it's going to rely on gravity. So you have to climb up the stairs at the beginning to get there, and then you end at the bottom. So you start and end at two different spots, which is honestly very interesting to me. But I mean, I could not manage those stairs if this was real life. That would be too much, especially just for a bobsled ride. And I'm heading back up to the front where you can see kind of the back of those rides from earlier, and also this absolutely massive swing ride. I don't know if any of you guys have been on one of these in real life, but I refuse. You could not pay me money to get on one of those rides. They're terrifying. And then here is there's another flat ride up here, and this one is like kind of my favorite. Reason being is that it has little cat cars. It has a little black cat as the ride vehicle that you can drive around. It is so cute. I'm obsessed with it. And then back here, we have a couple more roller coasters. You know, again, they're ridiculous looking because that's all I know how to build is terrifying, ridiculous, unrealistic roller coasters that no one should ride in real life. But in RollerCoaster Tycoon, you can do whatever you want. So I indeed took advantage of that. And then I have some more food stalls down here. And my favorite part, the amazing water park. Now, this water park is ridiculous and expansive for a reason. It has so many slides, so many lounge chairs, and it's just ridiculous. And again, clearly I didn't care about the queues. For people to get up there, I was not worried about that when I was making this water park. But I have this little bowl one, and again, like, look at how many stairs that is. Like, imagine being like, oh yeah, I want to go on that slide again, and then you have to walk a mile upstairs like that. It's ridiculous. And then I have a ton of pools in this too, and there's a lot of like little jacuzzis. Granted, I don't think that there's that many guests technically in this water park, but if the water park wanted the guests, the water park could handle it. So we have a lot of different kinds of slides here. This is one of those like belt powered ones. I remember when I was in high school, I went to a water park that had one of those belt slides, and we got some serious air on that slide. It was terrifying. And also this one that I'm showing you here, I refuse. I could never. And I made two of them. I'm not understanding why, but like literally, I need you to know how much I would never do a slide like that. It's terrifying. Anytime that it's not like a specific path for a slide, I can't do it. Now this one, however, this family slide, I would totally do. But again, the stairs situation to get up there is crazy, especially for that bowl slide or like the funnel one, I guess. It's just not worth it. And this part doesn't even have support beams. Like, if this was real life, it would not be safe. But good thing it's a game. Another like big body slide. I couldn't do it. You know, like I build these things in RollerCoaster Tycoon because I know that I would not participate in most of them. But I do have, 5 pools? It's just a wild amount. I don't know. I'm very proud of this water park. I think it turned out to be pretty sick. And then along this side midway, I have another broken ride that needs to get fixed real bad. And then I have a lot more of the kind of flat rides. So again, some of them are kiddie rides, some of them are more on the thrilling side. And oh, this one's kind of funny. It's like the little bulls that you can ride on to try to not get thrown off of them. That's funny. And this is like a cursed Ferris wheel. I don't know. RollerCoaster Tycoon has a lot of rides that I think if they do exist in real life, they probably shouldn't. Oh, you guys, this is my favorite ride. It's why I shoved it in the corner. I hope that you're ready. It is the amazing, the wonderful, weird airplanes. They look sick. I love them. They just swing back and forth forever. It's beautiful and lovely and wonderful. And I have another food court area. And then, okay, this roller coaster that we're coming up on right now, both of these roller coasters, I think I made both of them. I at least know that I made the one on the left. But the one on the right looks ridiculous. It kind of looks like the Hollywood Rip Ride rocket at whatever park that's at, because I don't know. Oh, and then this bobslide one is like so unsafe. Again, another thing that if a ride like this exists in real life, I don't understand why it does. It has a double lift hill. It's ridiculous. And like too many areas that it's just begging to throw you off of the track. I can't. And then this spinny one that looks like the Hollywood Rip Ride rocket, it is crazy. It's crazy. That's such a long lift hill because it's not even just tall. It's tall and you have to spiral all the way up. It just would take so long to get from the bottom all the way up. Plus the cart, it like grabs your cart and then moves you up. I don't know. I don't even think I'd have enough braveness to do this if I was a non-playable character in RollerCoaster Tycoon. Oh, here's another one. I like this one. It just has one big hill and then goes way too fast on a tiny, tiny track. It's ridiculous. And like I built it over the trees. That's how you know I built this one, because literally who would do that? No one. The answer is no one, or no one should. Here is another kind of big roller coaster, and then we're back at that beautiful truck ride, flat ride from earlier. Again, so many flat rides in this park. I can't begin to make it up. I think when I was growing up and I would go on those like flat driving rides, I would feel this like sudden sense of like an extreme amount of independence, because I was like, oh my goodness, I am driving a car. Obviously, you don't even have to touch the steering wheel when you do those rides in real life. So it was kind of a false sense of confidence. But I did work at an amusement park for quite a while, but I worked in the games. So they don't have games like that in RollerCoaster Tycoon. That is, I think, my only legitimate critique of this game, is that I can't fulfill my like childhood job of guessing people's age, weight, and birthday and giving them a stuffed animal anymore, you know? But that's probably my only legitimate critique of this game. Otherwise, it is so fun, but I'll tell you more about that later. Anyways, so if you like this video, please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment down below some of your favorite nostalgic games that you liked to play when you were a child. Next week, I think I'm going to dive into some of the like Papa's Freezeria games, if you're familiar, because those were also my bread and butter and I loved them. So if you are a fan of those games, please let me know down in the comments which one of the Papa's games was your favorite. I also am interested in getting into playing some horror games. Even though they scare me, I do think that that's kind of fun sometimes. So if you have any recommendations for horror games, please let me know in the comments. Never thought I'd ask you for that, but it's fine. I'll only ask once, right? If you are also a RollerCoaster Tycoon fan, please comment down below. I hope you have a great week. Go out there and be bold and confident. Bye, y'all.